Hello everyone, we are back with another deck tech, and this time we are looking at Sigarda's Aid in Modern. So if you didn't see this back in Eldritch Moon, then it's a 1 mana enchantment. You may cast aura and equipment spells as though they had flash. Whenever an equipment enters a battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. So the first of these abilities actually pretty strong. Basically being able to give equipment flash says this is a combat trick. The second ability is really where it matters, though. Whenever you have an equipment enter the battlefield and you can attach it for free to a creature, that's really strong, especially if it's one of these expensive equip costs. Say, for example, Batterskull or Blackblade Reforged. So one of those being able to be equipped for free onto a creature, really, really strong. It means you don't have to spend any mana on it. You get to play more creatures. You get to play more equipment. It's just wonderful. So, the deck is basically built around the fact that we want to have Sigarda's Aid out on turn 1. And if we don't have that, then we need to have a way of managing until we get to that point. So we have Pure Steel Paladin. Pure Steel Paladin is sort of like the backup Sigarda's Aid here, in that you have, if you have 3 equipment out, you get Metalcraft, and that gives you equip 0 on all of your artifacts. So it means you can equip them for free regardless. Nice thing about Pure Steel Paladin is that you also get card draw, and we also have Saram for card draw as well. So both of these cards together give you lots and lots of cards if you're able to cast more equipment. The other creatures we have in the deck, Danitha Carpathian, a First Strike Vigilance lifelink for 2/2. It's a 2 and a white. It says auras and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So even without that second ability, the first text line is amazing. Like, a First Strike Vigilance lifelink in an equipment deck is already pretty strong, but having auras and equipments cost 1 less just lets you throw lots and lots of equipments onto the battlefield. So we also have Kemba as well to round out our creatures. Kemba creates a bunch of cats when you equip her with lots and lots of equipment. So usually people try and kill Kemba quite quickly because they think it might be a Kemba deck, but yeah, she's a one of, and it's just fun to sometimes make a bunch of cats and attack with them. Usually you're going to be winning with Danitha or one of these two, so Saram or Pure Steel Paladin. So now that we've mentioned that side of things, now we move on to the interesting things, which are the equipment. So we have the sword cycles. So we have Sword of War and Peace, Sword of Light and Shadow, Sword of Fire and Ice. We have 2 Swords of Feast and Famine, because Sword of Feast and Famine is probably one of the stronger swords, and we definitely like having multiple copies of that. So Sword of Feast and Famine is protection from black and from green. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you untap all of your lands. So it's basically the untapping of the lands that's really important here, because it just lets you place things before combat, attack with the sword, untap all your lands, play more things post combat, probably drawing a bunch more cards, and it all just works really, really nicely. We also got the Sword of Body in mind. Milling is actually a fairly good way of winning the game. Other things that aren't swords, well, Batterskull. Batterskull is probably one of the best equipment in the game. We've got Pariah Shield, just as a one-of. If you can get Pariah Shield out with Darksteel Plate, then suddenly it means that you're indestructible, so you won't be dying to damage. And if you can somehow add a bunch of swords onto a creature, then it basically makes it very difficult for your opponent to actually deal with you. We've also got Trailblazer's Boots. Most people are running non-basic lands. Let's be fair, it's a modern game, so this basically says can't be blocked, and it's actually pretty effective. Swiftfoot Boots gives Hexproof and Haste. Mortarpod, just a living weapon, so it's basically a creature that we can actually play onto with the Sigarda's Aid. So very occasionally you'll not have any of these out, or they'll just die. So having a Mortarpod out actually can help. So Hero's Blade gives a creature +3/+2. Also, whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can attach Hero's Blade to it. We actually have quite a few legendary creatures here, so more often than not, this actually will be equipped for free, which is pretty sweet. Blackblade Reforged, one of the new ones from Dominaria, gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Again, if you can get that on a creature early with Sigarda's Aid, then it's really, really strong, because basically every land you play just pumps and pumps and pumps. Other ones we've got Locks on Warhammer, classic, just trample, lifelink, +3/+0. Nothing really much to say about that one. Four Base Blade, kind of the same thing, but no, you got the vigilance and not the lifelink. Also, when the equipped creature dies, you get to reattach it for free. You might have spotted a theme about attaching equipments for free in this deck. Lands wise, a couple of things to mention. So, Blinkmoth Nexus is basically a creature, a backup creature if you really need a creature. You can animate a Blinkmoth Nexus, equip your equipment to Blinkmoth Nexus, and then swing with it. I mean, they'll all fall off at the end of turn, but there have definitely been times where I've animated these just to get Metalcraft. So that is one thing to notice. Inventor's Fair, we've got we're going to have a bunch of artifacts, but the interesting thing here is that you get to do the tutoring. Being able to tutor for whatever artifact you want is really strong. In terms of other things in the deck, we got basically just a bunch of planes, and that's basically the main deck. So, yeah, bunch of equipment. We've got a little bit of searching as well. We've got like open the armory just in case. That's fixed in with the Inventor's Fair. We got a bit of tutoring. We've got one piece of removal. There we go. Token Path to Exile, just to make sure that we can actually deal with our opponent. So yeah, that, like I say, that is basically the deck. And then we move on to the sideboard, where this is essentially just a breakdown of the best white cards that you can probably have in your sideboard. 4 Ley Lines of Sanctity, because Ley Line of Sanctity shuts down quite a lot of decks. 4 Day of Judgment, because Wrathing Creatures is also pretty good. We've got a Rest in Peace, we've got Solemnity, a couple of Path to Exiles. Because we play in the mostly for fun rooms, quite a lot of people run Mill, so having a Kozilek just as a token card to stick in actually does work a fair amount of the time. So yeah, basically sideboard again is as you wish, just fill in your local meta. But yeah, I mean, in general there's quite a lot of white cards to pick from here, so pick whatever you like. And that is the deck. That is Sigarda's Aid. It's a really fun deck to play, and what I like about it is that it's not particularly linear, so games are not just you trying to combo off. There's it's basically trying to exploit the synergies between a lot of these cards, and in that I find it's an infinitely replayable deck. So it's definitely one of the ones we go to when we finish streaming on a night. So it's really good fun. If you want to pick it up, then have a look in the description below and get the deck link. So yeah, hope you enjoy it.